anything that was intended to hurt would be painful to him. And the very thing that she threw down, now we're looking at, was around her neck. Right? But here it said, feed me in. But the Quran relates it, the English says it was around. But when we look at the grammar, the Arabic says in her neck. Now how's she going to throw down something that's in her neck? This is why the Quran is to be understood properly. And I thank Allah for this community, for me, helping me grow and evolve to understand the Quran and put it in a perspective that I can use it every day in my life. And not be on some la-la land. So it says these palm fibers are like thorns, and the neck in this ayah is symbolic of the unconsciousness. Because we don't think from the neck. Anything that goes in the neck, because we think above it, but anything that goes in the neck, it goes directly to the stomach. It becomes your appetite. Meaning you constantly eat on it. You constantly dwell on it. You're constantly trying to put it out there. Abu Lahab's wife. And the human being has no control of what's in the neck. So if we were to understand this, it would be that she was receiving harmful, passionate ideas as well as ignorance. We looking back at the two dispositions, and she's carrying it out. She's constantly carrying it out. Brother shaking his head, yeah. Alhamdulillah. So it says, these ignorant ideas was what was married, what Abu Lahab was married to. And she was married to it. Bouncing back and forth, constantly going against the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was not really that she was the wife of Abu Lahab. It was talking about a function in the human's nature. That we're not to see Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl as only the two uncles of the Prophet, but we're to see them as two functions in the society. A function of ignorance and a function of heated passion. And we should also see that the passionate person will be married to a woman who will be an obstruction in growth and development in a society. So the purpose here is just as we had in the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a time of Jahiliyyah, ignorant people, ignorant ones. Allah is showing that for every human society on the planet Earth, there is always going to be leaders who themselves are ignorant. Witness that today. No pun intended. But these same leaders, they have wives. Not the female woman. But they are leaders and they have a division in their nature that they are married to. It says that leadership has a wife, meaning it's society of a group of people that will subscribe, meaning that will follow, that will take, that will do. And they will not only do it, they'll do it blindly. Without question. Why? Because they want to prevent the goodness from taking hold in that society. As Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl. They were trying to prevent the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from being able to teach the people of Mecca. So what do we say? It's talking about the two societies and the force in the society for good, and that force in the society working against the good. It's not talking about only, again, Abu Lahab and Jahl, his uncles. No. It's talking about the two functions we have to look at in the society. And this is Imam Raheem Muhammad. This is his teaching. This is what he wants us to understand. Let me take it. Let me show you. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa nisali wa rasuli kadeem wa la alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. The praise be to Allah and the peace be upon Ali Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the companions, all of them, and upon us be peace. So, we going back to looking at just a meaning. You know, I'm not going to hold you long, but just the meaning of that ayah, or the ayahs of that surah. And I won't use names currently, you know, but it's, if we look at the recent political situation today, you know, the same exact thing that the two uncles and his wife, if you can put it together, you find that the uncle, the big one, he was the daddy. And his wife is the party. You have to see it functioning in society. The one that supported him. Abu Lahab's wife supported him in everything he did. So we're looking at today's time. What's going on right now and who's supporting him? You know, it's a question. You know, I ask, how is it that people, this is just a personal question, how is it that a people who, they vote against the establishment? I'm showing you the Quran to be seen today to help you understand. You got people that vote against the establishment, but they vote for the man, the individual that is the establishment. I don't get it. I'm lost. You don't want the thing that he's doing to be promoted, but yet you put him in position. Think about it. You got the father, and you got the party that's married to the father. They subscribe to everything that he's doing. You know, it's an old saying that if you're a hypocrite, you know, Allah will give you a hypocritical leader. And the whole point about that is that's justice. It's justice for you. Not us, I'm saying for those who voted in, that's justice. And not only is it justice, I'm not saying it's justice for me, I'm saying that's Allah's justice. Why? Because Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, the people will get the leader that they are themselves. Simple. So Imam Nasir, he told me, he said, Raheem, inshallah, he said, brother, you have to be a helper for the community life. That's what he told me. He said, nobody's perfect. But you have to be a helper for the community life. And I didn't understand this until after I looked at this particular surah this way. And I can honestly say to you that if these people were to get into a situation of trouble, meaning understanding now for me as a young brother in the community, if these people were to get into something that would destroy and ask me for help, as Ibn Nasir said, you have to be a helper to the community. I would do it. I would help them. Because Allah, you know, he states in the Quran for us, he says, that for us, we are the best people that arrive out of the community. So you can't pick and choose who you will help. You can't pick and choose. I would help him. And I wouldn't just help him. I would do what I'm doing now to understand the Quran and get what's necessary to teach the community in hopes that it reach them. Perchance, give admonishment, meaning give advice, perchance it help the one who you're advising as well as yourself. But I wouldn't help him, the individual, personally go and help him like that, But as the man related to me, he said, Raheem, think about it. If the people are in flames and they ask for water, you give them water. Why? So it would be a possibility that they don't burn down you and your house. Think about it. You help them because they're in flames. We see what happens when people get into flames. They go to tear up everything. I'm not saying a person on fire. I'm saying the things that the people can do, the things that they can say. They legislate laws and rules. So you have to give them something that will help them better understand what they're legislating.